Hi everyone and welcome to NCHC Between the Boards. I'm Greg Ankers. We hope all of you enjoyed your Thanksgiving festivities yesterday. It's time now to feast on some college hockey. We've got all the highlights from last weekend's play, including 3 series in the NCHC and 1 non-conference battle. St. Cloud State is off to a strong start this season, thanks in large part to its strong goaltending. We'll feature Charlie Lindgren later on the program. And also, the University of North Dakota is off to a great start as well. They're being led by one of their largest freshman classes in program history. And speaking of St. Cloud State and the University of North Dakota, they are the feature in our Spotlight series from last weekend. The top 2 teams in the NCHC clashed last weekend at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center, where both teams play as even as you possibly can. The 2 squads have split their series in that building every year since 2001. A series expecting a lot of fireworks. It would deliver. 2:20 into the first period of this one on Friday night, and Patrick Newell off the half wall spots a wide open Judd Peterson on the backside for the easy goal, and it's 1-0 Huskies. Later in the first, North Dakota on the attack. Nick Schmaltz going to stop and set up shop and feed Troy Stetcher for the one-timer. His blast is no good, but Drake Kajula is Johnny on the spot to tie things up at 1 apiece. Still in the first, UND on a power play. Rhett Gardner with the centering feed to Kajula for his second goal of the night. It's 2-1 North Dakota after the first. In the second, UND back on another power play. Troy Stetcher with a big blast. Gardner out in front tips it home, and it's 3-1 UND at that point. Later in the second, though, St. Cloud not going away on a power play of their own. David Morley with the cross ice feed to Jimmy Murray. He buries that one to make it 3-2 after 2, but 28 seconds into the third, some lively end walls, and Christian Willanen takes advantage of that right to Kajula for the hat trick. As UND goes up 4-2, they win this one 4-3. Matt Harinkyu with 35 saves on the night, and a nice effort from UND to get the opening win in St. Cloud.
I think our team really battled up, and everybody kind of sacrificed and made the little things happen to finally get that win at the end. It was, more of a character test, I thought, because it was a good team we were playing, and they came ready to play, and really our guys answered the challenge, I guess.
St. Cloud State looking to get the split in this series on Saturday night in the first of a scoreless game. Patrick Newell gets the shot off here right off of Keaton Thompson's skate, and it's an early 1-0 St. Cloud advantage. In the second, more from the Huskies. Great setup into the zone and a fantastic move by Daniel Tedesco to finish this one off, beating Matt Harinkyu for a 2-0 Huskies lead. Moments later, John Lazat gets the shot off here. It goes off 2 sticks and into the net. David Morley gets credit for the goal, and it's 3-0 St. Cloud State. UND looking for an answer back. At the other end, Brock Besser leaving it for Troy Stetcher, who steps up in the slot, shoots and scores there to make it 3-1. But still in the second, St. Cloud working a power play. Nicholas Nevalainen from Blake Winicki here gets the goal to make it 4-1 Huskies. They tack on 2 more as they win it 6-1 on Saturday and get the split, capping a great weekend of college hockey at the Brooks Center.
Probably fitting that's the way it came down, good hockey. That's what we do with them.
Every game is hard battle always, and this game was both of Friday night today. It was a tough game, so that's give us a really good boost.
We put in the work for all week for this, and we came out and proved that we're a real good team, and we're a team to handle in NCHC.
More highlights to come on the other side of this break, including an Omaha-Miami series that was played about as evenly as 2 teams can play. That's next on NCHC Between the Boards. Welcome back. After dropping a pair of games the previous weekend, Miami looked to bounce back at home this past weekend in a battle against number 6 Omaha. The Mavericks, looking to stay red hot, have only lost to Miami once in their last 7 meetings against the guys from Oxford. And we picked this one up, tied 1-1 in the second. Miami working a power play, but the puck slides out of the zone, and the race for it goes to Tyler Vessel, who skates in, goes backhand top shelf, to give Omaha a 2-1 lead. Less than 30 seconds after that, though, same Miami power play, and Matthew Cato with a big blast from just inside the blue line scores to tie it up at 2 apiece. In the third now, Miami leading 3-2, but Austin Ortega on the goal line, no angle, no problem, scores it to tie it up at 3. This one goes to not 1, but to 2 overtimes in the 3-on-3 session. Louis Belpedio out in front. First crack at it, no. Second chance, yes. Belpedio with the goal there. It goes in the books as a 3-3 tie, but Miami gets the extra point in the standings and a nice start to a big weekend of hockey in Oxford.
We handled ourselves fairly well. I still think we can manage the puck a little bit better. We had a couple of miscues there for a couple of their goals, but it was a good college hockey game.
And Saturday night would have just as much drama as Friday night. We pick it up 1-0 Omaha after the first. In the second, working a power play. Jake Gensel driving to the net, gets the shot on, comes right out to Brian Cooper for the follow-up goal, and it's 2-0 Mavs. Later in the second, though, back comes Miami. Off the wall, Anthony Lewis skating in from the far circle, goes backhand for the goal to make it a 2-1 game. And with seconds left in the period, Miami looking for the equalizer. Puck comes up ahead to Kiefer Sherwood, who goes top shelf for the goal there, tying things up at 2 apiece. This one would be tied at 2 through regulation. In the first overtime, Jake Randolph gets the game winner there as Omaha takes the victory on Saturday night 3-2. The Mavs get 3 points in the series, while Miami gets 2 from the tie on Friday. The Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs look to get healthy at Colorado College this past weekend. UMD with just 1 win in their last 8 outings. Colorado College, meanwhile, still looking for its first W on the season, but they did enter this series coming off their best offensive production against Denver just the week before. And the Bulldogs would get off to a quick start in this one. Just 1:12 into the first period. Austin Farley in the circle comes up with the goal here, giving UMD an early 1-0 lead. Move to the middle of the second period now, same score, and Farley finds Willie Raskob cross ice for the goal. That makes it 2-0 Bulldogs. 2 minutes later, Duluth on the attack again. Dominic Toninato from behind the net feeds Carson Susi for the goal to make it 3-0 Dogs. Then 2 minutes after that, still in the second period, Charlie Sampere skates in and scores to make it 4-0 Duluth. Duluth goes on to win this one easily, 5-0 the final. Casimir Kaskasuo gets 19 saves in the shutout effort. That leads us right into Saturday night's action. Late in the first of a scoreless game, Duluth, though, working on a power play, and Austin Farley right out in front makes it look easy with a 1-0 UMD lead. 16 seconds after that, the Bulldogs come calling again. Dominic Toninato crossing the blue line. He shoots and scores to make it 2-0 Duluth. Then 2 minutes into the second period, Austin Young going to jump up into the action, shoots through a screen and scores to make it a 3-0 Bulldogs advantage. Then later in the second period, Carson Kuhlman with the initial shot here. It gets tipped in by Tony Cameronese. Another 4-0 jump for UMD as they go on to win 6-0 on Saturday, 11-0 over the course of the weekend. Kaskasuo with 26 saves on Saturday. He stopped all 47 on the weekend. The Denver Pioneers have been rolling through NCHC play to date, having won their last 4 games in league play. They stepped out of conference last weekend and traveled to Madison to take on Wisconsin. The last loss for the Pioneers came in non-conference play when they were swept by Boston College and Boston University. We'll pick this one up late in the first period of a scoreless game. Denver on the attacking end, and Troy Terry sends a shot towards the net. Quentin Shore right there for the rebound effort to give the Pioneers a 1-0 lead after 1. In the second, Wisconsin takes over. Jed Soloway with a shot from the circle here gets the goal to make it 2-1. Wisconsin would build a 3-1 lead after scoring 3 straight, but still in the second, and Denver answering back on a power play. Trevor Moore right out in front gets the nice goal there to make it a 3-2 game. Then a couple minutes later, still in the second period, Evan Jansen skating in, and he will just tuck it in and slide it home. That ties it up at 3. This one ends in a 3-3 tie. The teams combined for 5 goals in the second period, and a great start to this series in Madison. So what would Saturday night do for an encore? Well, Denver with a jump in this one. Just 5 minutes in, the shot on net bounces right out to Colin Staub for the goal. And Denver takes an early 1-0 lead. Later in the first, Denver carrying in with a 4-on-2. Jared Lukasevicius with the goal to give the Pioneers a 2-0 lead after the first frame. In the second, now 3-0 Denver. Nolan Zajac centering to Dylan Gambrell for the goal. The Pioneers in command of this one with a 4-0 lead. Wisconsin, though, would score 2 to make it 4-2, but in the third, the puck jumps out to Logan O'Connor here. He gets the one-timer to make it 5-2 Denver. Denver tacks on one more to win it 6-2. Tanner Gillette with 31 saves for the victory on Saturday night. Here are the individuals that excelled last week with the NCHC Players of the Week honors. Offensively, it goes to senior Austin Farley from Minnesota Duluth for his 4 goals and 3 assists in that sweep at Colorado College. Defensive honors go to Nicholas Nevalainen, Jr. from St. Cloud State. He had a goal and 2 assists in a split against North Dakota, also had a +5 rating in the series. His teammate John Lazat gets Rookie of the Week honors. The defenseman had 3 assists against UND, also with a +5 rating on the weekend, and helped lead a penalty kill to a 3-for-3 performance on Saturday night. And back to Minnesota Duluth for Goaltender of the Week honors. Kazimir Kaskasuo, the sophomore, couldn't do it any better. 47 saves in back-to-back shutouts against CC. He's got an active 170-minute shutout streak going. That is a Duluth record to date. The polls look like this week. The NCHC still with 4 teams in the top 10 of the USCHO.com poll, led by North Dakota at 5, followed by Omaha, St. Cloud State, and Denver. Minnesota Duluth checking in at number 17, and it's a near mirror image in the USA Today poll. Again, 4 teams in the top 10. North Dakota, Omaha, and St. Cloud at 5, 6, and 7, followed by Denver checking in at number 10. Entering this weekend, here's how the NCHC standings look after a split last weekend. It's still North Dakota and St. Cloud State, the top 2 teams. They are being chased by Denver and Omaha. And still to come on the program, 2-time NCHC Player of the Week and Player of the Month for October. That's St. Cloud State Charlie Lindgren. We're going to feature their netminder coming up next as you watch NCHC Between the Boards. Welcome back. He leads the NCHC with a 1.68 goals against average, and he's already posted 4 shutouts this season. That is St. Cloud State netminder Charlie Lindgren. Here's more on the junior's terrific start to this college hockey season.
Now here's Kepler putting it in front. Backhander! What a save by Lindgren!
After the start to the 2015-16 season, it seems like anything that gets in Charlie Lindgren's way, he can stop.
It just shows every day in practice. He wants to win. He wants to keep the puck out of his nets.
He's just battling. He's not letting any pucks in.
He's a competitor. He never quits, and he's a smart goalie.
And the awards just keep piling on. This season, the junior netminder already has 2 NCHC Goaltender of the Week awards, a Player of the Month award within the conference, as well as being named an NCAA First Star, while also setting a St. Cloud State record with 3 consecutive shutouts at home.
He's been rolling since last Christmas. Now he comes back this season. He's stronger, more confident, anxious to get going, and I think he's just building off of what he did a year ago.
It's always an honor, but again, it's only 1 month and we got many games to go, so I got to follow up those efforts.
Although Lindgren is off to a strong start this year, that wasn't always the case.
My first game at goalie, I let in 13 goals, and I remember my mom say there's no way that he's going to stay there, but I just love it. I love everything about it. I think it's a really unique position, and I love it and really enjoy it. Worked hard to get where I am today, and I love watching goalies, love watching other college goalies, love watching NHL goalies. So a student of the game, and I love learning.
Just like most goaltenders, Charlie thrives under pressure, but his work ethic and drive to win makes him a natural leader for the Huskies.
Every day I think I try to bring in practice and during the games. I'm about as competitive as anyone you'll ever meet. So yeah, obviously I hate letting goals, and I do my best to keep them out of the net.
When teammates know and have all the faith and trust in their number 1 goaltender, they get it, they know, and he has the entire team in his back pocket.
Lindgren has been sensational. He's allowed 1 goal or less in 7 of 11 games this season. Up next on the show, North Dakota has just 2 losses through its first 14 games, and they're getting contributions from a whole pack of freshmen. Their story is next. There's a youth movement going on at the University of North Dakota with double-digit freshmen joining the club this season. Here's 5 things you need to know about UND's newest class.
The 10-member freshman class is the largest since 2011, which included the likes of Mark McMillan, Michael Parks, and Steph Patton. 6 played in the United States Hockey League last season. 2 have roots to the North American League, and 2 come from Canadian junior hockey.
The tradition here, it's just unreal, and no other school tops it.
Everybody says, why not North Dakota? I mean, there's not many reasons why you wouldn't come here.
I got a call one day from Coach Jackson, and that's when my life changed, and for the better, and you know, it's an honor to be here.
A handful of freshmen are NHL draft picks. 4 drafted this past summer. 1 other, Shane Gersich, part of the 2014 draft class. Forward Brock Besser was the 23rd player taken overall this summer.
Vancouver select from Waterloo of the USHL, Brock Besser.
It's a dream come true. There's really no words that can describe it. It was just an emotional time, and it's just hard to explain.
Goalie Matej Tomek was a 3rd-round selection of the Flyers. Defenseman Christian Wolanin went in the 4th round to the Senators, and Chris Wilkie the 6th round to the Panthers. Wilkie and Wolanin follow the footsteps of their fathers, who are NHL draft picks and NHL alumni.
One thing that he's always taught me my entire life that I will probably remember the most, and I always remember the most, is that hockey ends at some point, and you got to be a man first. And that's something that I think that I'll always keep with me in terms of off the ice and on the ice. So
he's definitely my biggest influence. He knows what it takes to get to the highest level, so I definitely lean on him for a lot of support.
Prior to this season, just 3 Europeans had played men's hockey at UND. This freshman class features 2. Goaltender Tomek is from Bratislava, Slovakia. He left his homeland last summer and burst on the American scene, being named the North American Hockey League's Goaltender of the Year last season in Topeka.
My dream was to play college hockey since I was like 13 years old. So it was a decision I had to make last year for last season. I decided to move to Topeka to fulfill my goal to become a first, basically, Slovakian goalie in college hockey.
Forward Joel Janatainen came to America from Finland last year, played 1 season for Sioux City in the USHL, and found himself being courted to UND.
I didn't know many college teams when I originally came here, so UND was one of them. Knew that they'd have a lot of success, a lot of great players come out of the program.
Just 6 miles separate Troy and Rochester, Michigan. It's there 2 young hockey players got to know each other, Cam Johnson and Christian Wolanin. Years after they were first teammates, they again share the same jersey.
I actually played on my first hockey team ever with Cam Johnson, our goalie.
No kidding?
Yeah, he was the best goalie back then too.
Okay.
He was always good, and we kind of bonded from a young age. We're best friends, and then ironically ended up here together. So it's been nice.
If UND is to achieve its internal goals for the season, the freshman class will have to have a sizable impact.
Knew that from the start. All of us knew that from the start. So we all just want to come to the rink every day, work hard, and hopefully help out the team a lot.
There's some spots to fill. A lot of guys left, so we got to come in and try to do our best to contribute to the team right away. So.
There's a lot of turnover, and it leaves a lot of work for us young guys to do. I think we're all ready to do that.
UND's freshman class lead the NCHC with 35 points in that category. They're also tied for the nation's lead with 4 game-winning goals. Coming up next on the program, we set the scene for all of this holiday weekend's hockey action. St. Cloud State takes its third-ranked offense in the country to the University of Minnesota this weekend, but the Huskies have just 2 wins in their last 9 meetings against the Golden Gophers. It's a Friday-Sunday series in Minneapolis this weekend. Other NCHC against Big Ten series this weekend. North Dakota goes to Michigan State, also a Friday-Sunday series, while Ohio State travels to take on 6th-ranked Omaha. And of note, the NCHC is 8-1-1 against the Big Ten this season. Western Michigan is at the Shillelagh tournament in South Bend, Indiana. They faced Rensselaer tonight, and they will play Harvard or Notre Dame, the host institution, on Saturday. Colorado College takes on Air Force in a home-and-home battle this weekend, and it's the battle for Pikes Peak Trophy in the Centennial State. That's going to do it for our time together. For all of us here at Midco Sports Network, we hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend and enjoy the games. We'll see you right here next week for more on NCHC Between the Boards.